Hello everybody and welcome to Parks Bros. It's Drew here, and if you didn't know, California is considered to be an elite state in the union for roller coasters in specific. California acts as the West Coast's theme park and coaster capital and is also the only state to house a theme park from the 6 major chains. There are 2 Six Flags parks, 2 major Cedar Fair parks, a Merlin park in Legoland, California, a SeaWorld park, a Universal park, and of course 2 Disney parks. Now, no matter what type of theme park fan you are, whether it's mainly for dark rides or the thrills, I'm sure California has popped up on your bucket list at some point. Now, of course, for the almost 40 million residents of the state, we are all so incredibly used to being only a couple hours drive away from a theme park, and in some lucky circumstances, only 10 miles away. Now, with all of these parks comes a heck of a lot more coasters, and of course, being the curious person I am, I wanted to find out what the public thinks is the best as well as the worst. So I put out a poll using averages a couple months ago to try and determine what people think is the best and worst coaster in California. Now, if you didn't know, in the Golden State, there are a total of 89 roller coasters across 27 different parks and family fun centers. Now, this is by far more than any other state, and this even includes the most populated park in terms of coasters in Six Flags Magic Mountain, with a total of 19 different roller coasters. Now, before we get going into this ranking, I figured it would be kind of fun to see how many of these 89 coasters include the word coast and or coaster, and that would be 16. And another interesting stat is the fact that 26 of the 89 are specifically made for kids. And of course, this was included in the poll that was voted on by nearly 400 of you. So let's get right in to ranking all of the kiddie coasters in California. So as we can see, as voted by you guys, Coaster at Blackbeard's Family Entertainment Center is officially the worst kiddie coaster, but it's still a kiddie coaster, so don't take that badly. And of course, some standouts are in the 21 to 17 range, especially with Speedy Gonzales Hot Rod Racers at Six Flags Magic Mountain, and another awesome little kiddie coaster in Little Dipper at number 15 at Castle Amusement Park in Riverside. Another awesome kiddie coaster that you can take your young thrill seeker on is Timberline Twister at Knott's Berry Farm. And of course, Coastersaurus is amazing for the dinosaur-loving kids. Now at number 2, we had a tie between Merlin's Revenge and Flying Dragon at Castle Amusement Park and Funderland Amusement Park, respectively. And at number 1 was Sea Serpent at the Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk. So I do want to say congratulations to Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk for having supposedly the best kiddie coaster in all of the state. Now, of course, this leads us to the 63 remaining roller coasters in California, ranked from worst to best. At number 63, we have the first of its kind Harley Quinn Crazy Coaster at Six Flags Discovery Kingdom, bringing up the very bottom of our list. At 62, we have something just across the way in the park, Kong, the only Vekoma SLC in the state. At 61, we have Coast Rider from Knott's Berry Farm, which of course is a mock wild mouse coaster. At number 60, we have another Six Flags Discovery Kingdom coaster with Boomerang Coast to Coaster, the state's only Boomerang. At 59, we have something just a little south, and that's GRIZZLY at California's Great America, which was, believe it or not, built by the same people who built the Beast. At 58, we have a coaster by SBF Visa called Crazy Eights, and it is definitely something fun to do in Carson. At 57, we have COBRA again at Six Flags Discovery Kingdom, an awesome little family coaster. And speaking of family coasters, at 56, Rewind Racers takes up that spot while going both forwards and backwards. At 55, the first coaster at Gilroy Gardens. On this list, Timber Twister, and I must say the trains are phenomenal. At 54, we have Crazy Dane Coaster, which is, believe it or not, the northernmost coaster in all of California. At 53, we have another Skyline Attractions ride, and that is Tidal Twister at SeaWorld San Diego. At 52, we have something that has been standing but not operating for quite a while now, but that is Screamin' Demon at Castle Park. At 51, we have an Aero Wild Mouse at California's Great America, and that is Psycho Mouse. In the number 50 spot, we have probably the most iconic roller coaster in the entire state, and that is West Coaster at the Santa Monica Pier. At 49, we have another mock Wild Mouse, and that's at Goofy's Sky School at California Adventure. At 48, just down the road, we have Jaguar, the family Tivoli coaster at Knott's Berry Farm. Taking up number 47, we have the Dragon at Legoland, California, which I gotta say is one of my favorite coasters there. At 46, we have the first coaster from Universal Studios Hollywood on this list, and that is Flight of the Hippogriff. And in 45, we have another Mock Wild Mouse in Technic coaster at Legoland, California. And in number 44, voted by you, Demon is next up at California's Great America, an Aero looping coaster. And speaking of Aero, at 43, we have Gold Rusher, the first mine train coaster in the state. And speaking of the Old West, at 42, we have Pony Express at Knott's Berry Farm, a fun little family launch coaster. At 41, we can find it at Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk, and this is Undertow, a fun Maurer spinning coaster. At number 40, we have the second coaster from Gilroy Gardens, an awesome mine train called QUICKSILVER Express. At number 39, we have the first Giant Dipper on this list, this one found at Belmont Park in San Diego. At number 38, we have Patriot from California's Great America, the only floorless converted coaster in the state. At number 37, we have a Revolution. Yeah, that's right, New Revolution, the first vertical looping coaster in the world. At 36, we have another Aero, and Aero's only suspended coaster in California, Ninja. At 35, we have another coaster from Six Flags Magic Mountain, and this one is a B&M floorless named Scream. At 34, we have another Six Flags native, and that is Batman the Ride, the only SNS 40 free spin in the state. At 33, we have the only Mock Rides water coaster, and that is Journey to Atlantis at SeaWorld. At 32, we have the tallest and fastest coaster in all of California. This is Superman Escape from Krypton at Six Flags Magic Mountain. At number 31, we have Sierra Sidewinder, a mock spinning coaster at Knott's Berry Farm. And taking up that elusive number 30 spot is Viper, an Aero looper at Six Flags Magic Mountain, featuring 7 different inversions. At 29, we have the first steel-tubed track coaster ever, and that is Matterhorn Bobsleds at Disneyland. At 28, we have the only hyper coaster in the state, and that is Goliath. At 27, we have another icon of Disneyland. This is Big Thunder Mountain Railroad. We jump back up north for number 26, the Flash Vertical Velocity, or more well known as V2. At number 25 is another shuttle coaster, and this is Montezuma's Revenge at Knott's Berry Farm. Now we finally found the second giant dipper in the state, this one at Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk in our 24th spot. At number 23, we have the only stand-up coaster in the state as of now, and that is Riddler's Revenge at Six Flags Magic Mountain. In the 22 spot, we have our second coaster from Universal Studios, and this is Revenge of the Mummy. At number 21, we have one of the best cloned rides in the world, and that is Batman the Ride, featured at Six Flags Magic Mountain. At number 20, we go down to San Diego, back to SeaWorld, for the awesome coaster known as Electric Eel. And at number 19, its older brother, Superman Ultimate Flight, found at Six Flags Discovery Kingdom. And not too far away is our number 18, this is Flight Deck at California's Great America. At 17, we have one of the most iconic coasters at California Adventure. This is the INCREDICOASTER. At number 16, just across the way at Disneyland, we have Space Mountain. At number 15, just a little ways down the road at Knott's Berry Farm, the favorite inverted coaster, Silver Bullet. At number 14, we go to Six Flags Magic Mountain for Apocalypse the Ride, the wooden coaster at the park. And at 13, we'll be making our final stop at SeaWorld San Diego for the awesome launch coaster known as Manta. Back up to the north for Medusa, the best floorless coaster in the state at Six Flags Discovery Kingdom. And just before we get to our top 10, we have Full Throttle at Six Flags Magic Mountain at number 11. Now, heading into our top 10, these are some true standout coasters in all of California, and the first of which is West Coast Racers that just recently opened up this year, and it has amazing airtime, hang time, and is one of the only dueling coasters out there. At number 9, we go back to Discovery Kingdom for Joker, the RMC hybrid coaster of Northern California, which of course features amazing airtime, hang time, and all of those amazing RMC elements that you love. At number 8, we have the tallest, fastest, and longest wooden coaster in Northern California. This is Gold Striker at California's Great America, and I must say it is definitely one of the best layouts in the entire state. At number 7, the newest coaster to Knott's Berry Farm, HANGTIME, takes up this spot. And I must say, it is the steepest coaster in all of California with an amazing 96-degree drop. And that's not to forget all of the awesome inversions. At number 6, literally right next door, is XCELERATOR, again at Knott's Berry Farm, the fastest accelerated launch in all of California, and it features some amazingly powerful overbank turns after that 205-foot tall top hat. At number 5 is kind of controversial, but this is X2, the most bat-crazy intense coaster that I can think of in the Western Hemisphere. Some people love it, but it might be a little too crazy for some. At number 4, just a little bit away at the same park, is the only B&M flying coaster in the state. This is Tatsu at Six Flags Magic Mountain. If you want to feel like you're flying, this is definitely the coaster for you. Now at number 3, we're going back down to Knott's Berry Farm for the longest, tallest, and fastest wooden coaster in the entirety of the state, Ghost Rider. This ride features insane laterals, amazing airtime, and of course, a ridiculously long ride that you can't miss. And at number 2, we go back to California's Great America for Railblazer, the newest coaster at that park, which was the second ever RMC Raptor to be built. And I can definitely say it is one of the most insane experiences on any coaster out there. Now at number 1, it shouldn't be too much of a surprise, but this is Twisted Colossus at Six Flags Magic Mountain, the only dueling RMC out there. Not to mention, it is by far the longest RMC in the West Coast, and it features amazing airtime, hang time, even a little bit of laterals, and not to forget, of course, the dueling element of the ride. But there you have it, the entirety of the results for the nearly 400 voters in figuring out what was the worst and the best coasters in all of California. What do you guys think of this list? I'm really interested to see. Make sure to comment down your top 5 coasters in California. I really can't wait to see what you guys say. And before we go, I wanted to say a huge thank you to my buddy Mario from Mostly Coasters for providing a heck of a lot of the photos that were used in this video. So make sure to go check out his channel and subscribe, because he's gonna have amazing stuff featuring yours truly in the near future. And of course, right before I go, I want to say a huge thank you to making this all possible. Nearly 400 voters is an amazing feat, and seeing your guys' reactions to this video will definitely be worth the over 50 hours of editing, tallying, and preparing this awesome list. So thank you so much for watching, and make sure to subscribe if you haven't, because don't be surprised if we see some lists like this in the very near future. But as always, until next time, we'll see you on the next ride.